Wow, you guys, did you see Roman Reigns call out Brock Lesnar live on television and shoot the fuck out of that? Holy shit, I can't believe that. And then Cena said that thing about The Undertaker too. Let's talk about Raw. This is Calling Spots with Bryan Kelly. Let's do it. Hello, all you pro wrestling marks and proud, and welcome to Calling Spots with Bryan Kelly. That's me, Bryan Kelly, and we're going to talk about this awesome Raw from February 26th, 2018. They were in Anaheim, California, and wow, man, some stuff happened. So we had an Elimination Chamber recap package where we talked about Alexa retaining at Elimination Chamber and Roman winning at Elimination Chamber and some other stuff. And then Alexa and Mickey come out together to Alexa's music, which was kind of strange. But they came out together, and then we do a recap for some reason, which will be apparent here in a moment, of Asuka versus Nia at Elimination Chamber, which Asuka, of course, won, even though Nia put in a good effort. We get an Alexa Bliss in-ring promo, and the whole time Mickey's kind of eyeing the title, looking at her, and it's just a self-promo of her saying, I did what I said I was going to do, and I'm the queen, and nobody can touch me, and there's nobody that can beat me, and I'm the best, and blah, blah, blah. She calls out Absolution. She calls out Sasha Banks and Bayley and everybody who is in the match with her, and then says, and I'm going to go on to WrestleMania and beat Asuka. And then Asuka's music hits and she comes walking hella fast out from the back. Just no robes, no mask, not that slow walky thing, that Axl Rose thing she does. She just came barreling out for Asuka, and she stops, and Alexa goes, don't act like you're healthy after last night and what Nia did to you. Nia destroyed you, and Nia deserved to be in that match. You don't deserve to be in this match. And then Alexa does this crazy thing, which I don't know because last night's Raw, dude, was a lot of stuff that I didn't think I'd see on TV being like, and this was one of them. Alexa made fun of Asuka's English and the way she tries to talk, and she literally said that. She said, I know your English is not so good, I'm not going to do it the way she did it, and then proceeded to kind of ridicule her about that. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I mean, I didn't think it was too far or anything. I was just like, that does not seem it just seemed out of character. I don't know if they're letting the wrestlers kind of do their own thing a little bit more because of what happens with Roman and Cena later, or if their writers are changing the way the characters speak or something, but it was weird, and the crowd did not dig it. They started to get into a booing thing, and then I think it was Alexa kind of just overtalked them and, just kind of pushed through it. And then Nia's music hits, and Nia comes out, and as Nia's making her way to the ring, Asuka kicks Alexa in the head, and then fucking forearm shivers Mickey in the face, and they start brawling until Mickey comes out, and until Nia slides under the ring, and Mickey comes back, and they all start ganging up on Asuka. Real heel shit, man. Like old school stomping heel shit between Nia, Mickey, and Alexa onto Asuka. And so Sasha and Bayley come barreling out to help Asuka out, and Nia takes them both down with a double clothesline. And then Alexa comes in and knocks Asuka out with one right hand punch to the jaw. It was great. And Asuka hit the ground like a fucking stone. It was really cool. And so Nia, Mickey, and Alexa are backing off on the ramp while Sasha, Bailey, and Asuka are kind of holding their jaws going, what the fuck just happened? We go to a commercial. We come back from the commercial, and apparently we're getting a 6-women tag match because it's Raw or SmackDown. So that's the only matches the women can be involved in anymore, is one where they're all involved, I guess. I might be reading a little into that. I'm just really sick of it. I would really like to see these women take on each other in singles competition and not have to do this thing. But maybe there's a reason for it. I don't know. So we have a recap of Sasha knocking Bailey out of the Elimination Chamber, foreshadowing. And Corey and Michael have this great line, this great little thing between each other, where they show Sasha beating Bailey in the Elimination Chamber. And then Michael goes, Sasha Banks literally stabbed Bailey in the heart. And then Corey goes, well, she figuratively stabbed her. She said, no, he said, well, she didn't literally stab Sasha in the Bailey in the heart. That's a metaphor. And literally just called him out on live TV. It was great. So we have a 6-women tag match. Chad Patton is our referee. We get hard tags from Sasha, where she walks over and smacks Bailey. Oh, the crowd goes, what's happening here? It's an okay match, kind of heely between Sasha. They go back and forth. Everybody gets in some good stuff. At the end, sees Sasha kind of playing Ricky Morton, trying to make the hot tag. And as she gets close to Bailey to make the tag, Bailey jumps off of the apron and backs up like, no, you eliminated me from Elimination Chamber, so I'm not a big fan of you. And then Mickey hits Sasha into Asuka for a tag. And then Asuka taps out Mickey. So Mickey hits Sasha. Yeah, Mickey is in the ring with Sasha when she's trying to make the tag to Bailey. And then Bailey jumps down. So then Sasha, throws... Mickey knocks Sasha into Asuka, like into the corner. And then Asuka tags in. And then Asuka gets in the ring, fucks Mickey up, throws her into this weird arm/leg bar thing that I've never seen her do before. She had her head between her legs and was pulling back on her arm at the same time. It was really fucking weird. It was weird. But, and then she gets her to tap, and that's it. And Sasha and Bailey stare daggers down at each other because Sasha ended up on the outside, kind of by the ramp, leaning up against the barricade, and Bailey's standing kind of on the ramp, and they're just kind of staring daggers at each other. It was really, really cool. And then we go to a John Cena in-ring promo where he comes out, because he has to talk about him losing at Elimination Chamber. There's been this big thing with him. He's been doing a thing lately where he doesn't know what his road to WrestleMania is going to be and how he's going to get there because he's not a champion. He's not in the running for any championships. So how is John Cena going to be at WrestleMania? It would be, who knows? So he comes out and he says, I have no road to WrestleMania. I thought it was going to be Royal Rumble, and I failed. He said, I thought it was going to be Elimination Chamber, and I failed. So I thought I'll make my own road to WrestleMania, and I put out a challenge to The Undertaker. And the whole crowd goes fucking crazy, and John's getting them all excited, going, listen to that. This promo was really great, especially at the beginning. I kind of skipped over it. He was very quiet and humble. He let the crowd kind of boo him and kind of do their thing. And he was like, yeah, I failed, man. And in failure, as you can tell from the crowd, I'm alone in my failure. And it was really kind of heartfelt and cool. But anyway, then he does the Undertaker thing. And he says, but that match is not going to happen. I've been told that match is not going to happen. Which means Taker said, nah, man, Roman retired me. I'm done. So then which is really shooty shit. This is the second kind of thing that I thought, that's so fucking odd that they'd let them do that. The first was Alexa making fun of Asuka's accent. And then this basically coming out and telling the dirt sheets, you're wrong. Undertaker's not coming back just because you said you wanted it to happen and you thought that's where we were going to go. It's not going to happen. And then he said, so here's what I decided. I'm going to go to SmackDown Live and try and find a road to WrestleMania on that show since I'm a free agent and I can do whatever the fuck I want. See you tomorrow night. He went, see you tomorrow night, like that. So I guess AJ Styles and this 5-way match at Fastlane is going to end up being a 6-way match or whatever the hell it's going to be. So Cena's showing up on SmackDown tonight. So we'll see how that goes. We go to commercial. We come back from our commercial. And we have Bray Wyatt coming to the ring. And Heath Slater and Rhino are already in the ring. He's going to face Heath Slater. And they're already waiting for him. Bray comes out. And before the bell can even ring, Bray just attacks them both. And just destroys Heath Slater. Squashes him. And then he does a promo about Matt. And is like, I'm coming for you. And then does his little laughy thing and all that. It was all right. It was Bray being Bray. Hopefully they start making him creepy again. He used to be so creepy and he's not creepy anymore. Then we go to commercial and we come back and we have Miz and Miztourage heading to the ring and they do an in-ring promo where I like Miz a lot, especially over the last couple of years. He's done such a great job rebranding himself and becoming this, real egomaniac character. It's just really, he's taking it to another level, but his promos are getting boring. For me personally, it's just the same shit, dude. I every week you say the same shit. We get it. You need to dig deeper and find something else, or keep doing what you're doing. You're having success at it. What the fuck do I know? I'm doing a podcast that nobody listens to in my bedroom. Who cares? So he says, I'm the best. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to stay the best. I should be going to wrestle. He takes his glasses off at one point. Like, some of it, again, felt shooty. It felt like he was directly talking to the back room. And he said, I deserve to be in the main event at WrestleMania. And then he said, do you hear me? And he took his glasses off and spiked a hard camera and said, I deserve to be in the main event of WrestleMania. And made a case for himself of beating Roman and beating all these other guys. And then Kurt comes out and says, your opponent tonight. Oh, no, he says, Kurt told me it'll depend on my opponent tonight if I am, because I asked Kurt, what's the plan for the IC champion at WrestleMania? And Kurt said, it'll depend on your opponent tonight. And he goes, it'll depend on my opponent tonight, and got really intense about it. And he says, whoever comes out is getting a beating, and Finn Balor's music, or Seth Rollins' music hits. So Seth comes out, and then we go to a commercial. We come back and we get Seth versus Miz with Dan Engler as your referee. It was a really good match. Both of those guys are stellar performers. Seth is, kind of not favoring his leg and his hip, like that hip injury that he had from last Monday when he went through the gauntlet match. And then to win, Seth did this insane Eddie Guerrero, Rob Van Dam frog splash from LA, because they were in Anaheim. That's a joke about it being very far away. Just this huge frog splash onto the Miz to beat him. And that was incredible. And then the minute Seth gets up and starts to celebrate his victory, Finn Balor's music hits. And the commentators make a plant a seed, if you will, of storyline of like, why is Finn stealing Seth's moment? This is Seth. He just beat the IC champion. And now Finn is stealing his moment. What is happening? So he walks to the ring and doesn't even acknowledge Seth at all while his music plays and he does his thing. And Seth is just shaking his head like, dude, that's fucked up. Why would you do that? That's not cool. And then we go to a commercial and we come back from a commercial. And I guess Kurt decided to give Miz another match against Finn Balor right after he just had a match with Seth Rollins. So Finn versus Miz. Miztourage immediately goes after Finn Balor and starts to beat the shit out of him. And then Kurt appears on the Titantron and goes, no. You two are banned from ringside. Get your asses out. And then we get Min versus Fizz. Finn versus Miz. And it was an okay match. You know, Miz was a little tired, and it was a good match, actually. I'm not giving it enough credit. It was a good match. But Finn went over with a coup de grace, as he was supposed to, I guess, so that now we can make this a three-way thing for the IC title. And then after that, we get a backstage interview with Seth going, hey, man, what is this dude trying to prove? You know, I just beat the IC champion, and now he comes out and wants to steal my moment and all this. What is that about? Then he goes, you know what? I want the Miz in the IC title at WrestleMania, so I'm sure that's setting up a three-way for that, which will be cool. And then we see Ronda and Kurt talking backstage. So Ronda's in the house, which is awesome. And then we get a commercial. And then we get my favorite promo probably since I've been watching wrestling again over the last 3 years. Roman Reigns comes out to his usual boos and cheers, because there are cheers there. You guys can act like he's not over all you want to, but he is. And cuts a promo of a lifetime, dude. A lifetime. The things, and the only reason I'm going to compare this is because everybody else on the planet's going to compare it. So I'm going to compare it to the pipe bomb, CM Punk's pipe bomb. The things that CM Punk said were scripted, as were Roman's comments, I'm sure. I'm not saying Roman made all that up. Punk's stuff was scripted and Roman's stuff was scripted. Punk's stuff felt scripted, though, in my opinion. When I watch Punk's pipe bomb, I don't go, oh my God, I can't believe Vince is sitting back there letting him say this stuff right now. Vince knew what he was going to say. They all knew he was going to run them into the ground. That's part of the business. They've had Stone Cold and Rock and everybody else do it for years. He knew what he was going to say doing that. So it didn't, as shooty as it felt, it still felt more like it was, Punk doing his job and doing what he was supposed to do by really going after the McMahons. So Roman's, though, felt like, here's what it felt like to me. He said, I'm a man of my word. I said I'd win Elimination Chamber, and I did win Elimination Chamber. I said I was going to go to WrestleMania and beat Brock Lesnar, and Brock's supposed to be here tonight. Here's what he said. He said Brock was supposed to be here tonight, and up until 30 minutes ago, we thought he was going to be here, but he's not showing up for whatever reason. And dude, from there, you just need to listen to this promo. I made some notes about it, but fucking hell, dude. He said, Brock ain't here. No one back there is going to say it, but I will say it. Brock Lesnar is an entitled piece of crap that hides behind his contract. Holy shit. I couldn't believe that, dude, because everybody knows that that's actually true. If you watch wrestling and know anything about the backstage stuff everybody knows that Brock kind of does what he wants to do because it's in his contract that Brock doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to. And it's bullshit. That's why he can show up with the unit. And dude, I'm telling you, man, Roman nails it. He says, last while we were all in Vegas doing Elimination Chamber and doing our job, you were in Vegas too, talking about Brock, but you weren't anywhere to be seen. You were on the strip taking photos with Dana White in the UFC. I couldn't fucking believe he dropped Dana White's name in the UFC. I am blown the fuck away by this, man. And said, everybody in the back is sick of it. I'm sick of it. The fans are sick of it. You show up when you want to. We go around the world wrestling and blah, blah, blah. Dude, I can't even do it justice. I cannot even do it justice. But Roman lit Brock on fucking fire, dude, and buried him. It was awesome. It's probably my favorite promo in years. And it was delivered by Roman Reigns. Y'all got to stop saying Roman Reigns can't use a mic anymore, because that shit ain't true. He stumbles at times. At times he's a little deer in headlights, but 80% of the time that dude nails shit. That shit he did with Cena was awesome. This shit he's doing now, that shit's awesome, man. Anyway, I just couldn't believe it, dude. He said, I'm sick of it. I respect this business. I respect these people, and I don't respect you, and you don't respect any of this. This business is in my blood. I was born into this. Man, he lit his ass up. It was awesome. And the thing he said is he never said, see you at WrestleMania or anything like that, like alluding to this being part of something. He just kind of went, here's the way it is. You take advantage of this shit and it's bullshit and we're tired of it. Everybody in the back's fucking sick of it. I'm sick of it. And bam. And lit his ass up, man. Lit his ass up. That crowd did not know what to do. They did not know whether to cheer or boo or watch it. Everybody was kind of stunned, like, holy fuck. So then he goes, so I'm going to head to the back and take my ass chewing like a man, because unlike most people, or unlike some people, I have a respect for these people and for this business or something like that, for this place, I think is what he said. And then he dropped the mic and walked to the back, and the crowd was just kind of stunned. Like, whoa, we can't really boo that shit, but we don't want to cheer it either. What the fuck was that? It was intense, dude. And here's a little spoiler for the rest of the show. They never mention it again. Even after Roman climbs out of the ring and starts walking to the back, how Michael or somebody will usually go, strong words from the big dog to the beast, or we'll see what the beast has to say about that, or and nothing. He drops the mic, starts to walk, and they wait until he gets halfway up the ramp before they hit his music too. It was weird. Hit his music, he goes to the back, and they go, so here's a blah, 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 and just move the fuck on. Like it wasn't even, like it never happened. And they never reference it again. They never replay any of it. Nothing. Never go, Brock Lesnar has decided he's going to respond next week on Raw to Roman. Nothing. Wow. Roman Reigns just out CM Punk. That's awesome. So then we get a Braun Strowman cell phone promo. I think he was in a basement saying, last week I performed a concerto of terror, and this week it's a symphony of destruction. So, and they're doing the words of flashing across the screen thing, which Steve from Steven Larson hates, but I think it's great. So it's funny to me every time it happens, because I know in the back of my mind I'm thinking, oh, Steve's fucking cringing. It's great. Then we get the Bar coming out, Sheamus and Cesaro. And Titus Worldwide, except Dana forgot to do this part. She only did the worldwide part. She looked great in her white uniform now. or I guess that's a uniform because she wears it every time she's out there. And that was, so we get The Bar versus Titus Worldwide, and this is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And it was pretty much a squash match by The Bar. At the beginning, Titus and Apollo got off of a few offensive moves, but it was pretty much a 5-minute, just The Bar is awesome. To start off the match, Cesaro runs at Titus like he's going to attack him and then slides underneath him, making Titus turn around and go, "What's up, man?" And as he turns around from the other side, Sheamus brogue kicks him in the face and gets the first fall right away. And then after that, Titus and Apollo gain a little bit of momentum, and then The Bar just squash them. They didn't even get one fall out of it, and that was it. And then they do a little interview in the ring with The Bar and say, "Hey, we thought that Titus Worldwide had your number, but I guess that's not true." And then I don't remember what Sheamus and Cesaro said. To be honest, my notes are a little jumbled tonight. Sorry. And basically, it was just, "Hey, we're the champs. Do something about it." Nobody came out or anything. So after that, we go to a commercial. We come back and we get Elias Sampson in the ring, and he sings a song about how awful Anaheim is. And what a terrible place. He goes, "We're 2 hours from Los Angeles." No, that was The Miz that said that. But what did he say? I can't remember what he said, to be honest. Let's be honest. Nobody's watching this anyway. Elias does his thing, and then Braun comes out and interrupts him. And then they have a match, which is pretty much Braun destroying Elias Sampson all over the place. And then at one point, Elias crawls under the ring, and Braun grabs him by the leg, steps on his foot actually to stop him from going, and then grabs him and pulls him out. And when he pulls him out, Elias has one of those big-ass fire extinguishers and just sprays it in his face. And it looks like some of it got in Braun's eye a little bit because he was favoring his eye the rest of the segment. So they kind of battle a little bit, and Elias starts to get some offense. The bell was rung by the referee. I didn't write down who the ref was because of the fire extinguisher usage. And so it's now they're just brawling, and they brawl up the ramp, and he starts to chase him down like he did last week with Miz, and bear paws him and is gonna fucking throw him through the announce table. Everybody at the announce table gets up like, whoa. But Elias slips away from him and runs to the backstage area. So then Strowman starts chasing him through the backstage area, and they start running. You just see a camera in the backstage kind of chasing, but he never catches up to him. Elias is gone, and you see him, just a ways down, and Braun stops and goes, "I'm not done with you yet." And as he's standing there, a limo pulls up and just stops. Braun doesn't acknowledge it. Nothing happens, and Braun just turns around and walks away, and a camera goes in on the door a little bit like, who could this be? I thought it was Brock showing up to, that it was all a work, and we're just working you up, and Brock's actually here, and Roman's going to look like an idiot. But it wasn't. Brock never showed up. He was advertised for 2 days to show up. And the fucker just didn't show up, man. I can't even with this guy. We go to a commercial. When we come back from a commercial, we get Triple H's entrance. Bow down to the king. And he comes out with Stephanie McMahon, and they look very, very upset. And Stephanie starts off saying, "Last night should have been our crowning achievement of our corporate careers. We signed Ronda Rousey, the Olympian, and she's such a badass. But instead, it was ruined by one man who was sick with the flu And he was delusional and spouting lies and had all these things in his head that weren't true. And that's Kurt Angle. And, Kurt needs an apology. He needs to come out here and apologize to me. So, Kurt, come on out here and apologize to me. But before that, of course, she throws to a video package of what happened last night of Ronda throwing Triple H through a chair or through a table. And that's the end of my notes. So the rest of this is by memory. So then Kurt comes out and, no, instead of Kurt coming out, she goes, Kurt, come on out here and apologize for what happened at Elimination Chamber. And instead of Kurt coming out, Ronda's music hits and Ronda comes out, determined as fuck, walking with a mean on, getting in her shit. And as she almost gets to the ring, Kurt comes out and goes, whoa, 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 Ronda, whoa, 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 whoa. I can't let you do this. They all get in the ring together. And he goes, you know what, Ronda? It's true. She's right. I lied. Stephanie didn't say any of those things. I was under a lot of stress and I need this job and I shouldn't have said any of that, and I'm really sorry, and I lied, and I'm sorry. And then Rhonda starts to say, I really want this, and I want to be here, and this is one of the best things I've ever done, and I want everybody to like me and respect me, but I will not be disrespected by you, and you slapped me, and no one's ever slapped me before, and while that might explain all the things that he said, it doesn't explain you slapping me. So you owe me an apology for slapping me in the goddamned face. And Stephanie looks at her and is like, oh, shit. All right. Okay. So she walks up to her really fast, like she's going to, hit her or something. She walks up and gets really close to her face and goes, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. I should have never slapped you. I wish I hadn't slapped you. And I'm really, like, with her teeth gritted, like apologizing with all the hatred she can muster. I'm really, really sorry. And then her and Triple H start to back up. And Kurt Angle is standing there, like, letting them go. And then out of nowhere, Triple H just turns around and cold cocks Kurt Angle in the face. Bam! And then they just exit the ring. Ronda stares him down for a second, and then she bends down and kind of, works with Kurt, just kind of like, hey, man, are you all right? Are you all right? What the hell was that about? And that's it. That's the end of the show. That was the end of Raw. Now, the ending might have been fucked up, but I think the ending was so fucked up because it was supposed to be Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns throwing down, but Brock decided not to show up for work. Oh, my God. This fucking guy. All right. What is it with these UFC guys that just don't... If you don't respect wrestling, don't fucking come here, man. Just go do something else. There's lots of other stuff for you to do. So, it's fucked up, man. He was in town for Vegas... And he decided to bomb around with Dana White and take pictures and post them on social media with the UFC guys instead of being the Universal fucking champion and representing Raw and representing the WWE and showing up at the pay-per-view. And even he didn't even have to fucking do anything. Just walk around in the backstage and show some kind of camaraderie with the other fucking guys. And then he's scheduled, paid, contractually obligated to show up on Monday Night Raw, and 30 minutes beforehand he goes, I'm not coming. So they had to make up an ending on the fly, which is why you got the Ronda Rousey thing on the fly. I think that was supposed to go where the Roman shit was, and then Roman and Brock and Paulie were supposed to end the show with all that shit. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. I hope it's a work. I hope it's all just to get me riled up like this for WrestleMania, and it's all just a work. But if it's not a work and that motherfucker is seriously doing this kind of shit, WrestleMania is going to suck because he's not going to put in any fucking effort. He might as well come out and lay down Jeff Jarrett finger poke of doom. Ridiculous. If you don't want to be here, don't fucking be here, dude. Mail back the title and say, I quit. I'm leaving. Fuck you. Ridiculous. But overall, it made for a really entertaining Raw, dude. It was a great fucking show. I loved it. I thought all the matches were good. Titus and the bar, Titus Worldwide in the bar was a little underwhelming because I had just seen that the night before, and that was a much better match at Elimination Chamber. It didn't lead to anything. They still didn't win anything. So that was a little underwhelming. The rest of it was great. I loved it. I thought all of the segments made sense. It seems like there was a lot of people missing. I don't know if it's just because, Jason Jordan's hurt and Dean's hurt still. But it just seemed like there were faces I didn't see. I can't think of any offhand, but there just seemed like there was some people that weren't there that should have been there. But anyways, it was a great show overall. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with this, with all of the titles, with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar now with this Universal thing. Is that just going to keep happening? Is he just going to come out and run Brock down every week? Is Brock going to give up the title? Are they going to fire him because he didn't show up? And then they'll do a triple threat three-way between Roman, Brock, and Finn. Oh my God. The Intercontinental title. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that between Seth Rollins and Finn and The Miz. The tag team titles. The Bar's kind of beaten everybody except for the Revival, but I'm sure that's not happening until WrestleMania. So that looks, all of the titles look right. Alexa's kind of stuck in this thing with between Nia and Asuka and Mickey's in there and Sasha and Bailey. That's, intriguing, and the women's division's doing good right now. I'm really looking forward to WrestleMania, man. I think it's going to be great. I think we got Fastlane is the one more pay-per-view, which is coming up, SmackDown show, and then WrestleMania, and after that, man, just it's going to be awesome. Full bore through the entire year. It's going to be great. I haven't watched Ring of Honor this week yet. I got behind on some of my stuff, but we have the Ring of Honor pay-per-view coming up very soon. The anniversary, the 16th anniversary. I think it's the 16th. It might be. Yeah, I think it's the 16th. So looking forward to that, and I'll do a show on that. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to get with me on Twitter, you can do so on Calling Spots Pod. If you want to get with me on Instagram, it's Calling Spots Podcast. If you want to get to me on Facebook, Calling Spots Podcast as well, or email at callingspotspodcast@gmail.com. Thank you very, very much for listening and all of your good stuff. Never be ashamed to be a pro wrestling mark. I'm not. I love you guys. All right. Peace. See you tomorrow for SmackDown.